the book was enveloped in this, radiant heat and this flame and fire. So you guys have an understanding that this, book has been kind of like reactivated, or at least its power has been restored, and that's kind of where we left off, with you guys with Rydar in the study. You guys were one army or one nation. I try to keep the in terms of the story and the plot line, I have a general understanding of the plot and stuff, but in terms of like planning things out well in advance, like I try to keep it fairly fluid for you guys. So if you guys want to try different things, or try to throw a wrench in a plan or whatever, we'll try to go down those rabbit holes, but don't feel like you have to go one way or the other. And if there's something I really want you guys to do, then I will make it very difficult for you to do otherwise, but don't feel like you can't try things. And then obviously the other one is that each of these books has hidden powers and ancient powers, so just be aware of that too. They're not just kind of like artifacts that you go and collect. They potentially have uses. So that's all I had. And then we had some asides for the group, but Talmec and Carter, did you guys have anything else before we got started?
Nope.
Negative.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll pick up from there. So, like I said, picking up from last time. So you guys are in this royal study. You guys have just witnessed this ancient book of Akayawan get activated. The intense heat that's coming off of that book has made you all kind of step back, take a step back or two, as you are kind of conversing with Rydar and watching this, this book come to life. So, Rydar had mentioned that, if you guys wanted to go downstairs and try to have an audience with the king and the queen, he can certainly oblige that with their availabilities. But you guys are at the moment free to at least roam here in the study if you'd like. You'd have an escort with you, or you could come, go back downstairs with Rydar.
What's the plan?
Yeah.
I guess.
Gotta go with the king and the queen, right?
Yeah. Unless somebody wants to look around.
I see no
I'd
point
like
in
to
looking around. I
postpone
won't
king
be able
and
to see
queen
a
until
thing.
the kids go to bed, but I'm not gonna do that just to.
Okay. All right. So you guys leave the book up there in the study, and you decide to follow Rydar back down the stairs to the first floor of the keep. First floor of the keep has the throne room. It's got like the entry room that leads to the throne room, set of stairs that you guys just came up and down, as well as the kitchen and then the dining hall. As you guys make your way back down the stairs into the throne room, you see the king and queen there. They're having audience with some nobles at the moment. You patiently wait there with Rydar as the current business concludes, and then Rydar escorts you guys in front of the king and the queen, and he says, "Excuse me, Your Highness." He says, "We have some men and women here that have recently helped out our order, in fact our kingdom, restore the restore the power with the ancient book of Achaewen that we have upstairs in your study. At this message, the king's eyes beam up, and he seems intrigued by what Rydar has just told him. He says, "Oh, that's fantastic." He says, he says, well, let me be first to introduce myself. He says, "Well met. My name is King Benefast." He points over to his queen. He says, "This is my queen, Rochelle." He says, "Welcome to our keep, travelers." He says, we are eternally grateful for your help and your service." He says, "Is there anything that I can do to return and thanks?"
What you got, fellas?
Yes, I'm just a humble cleric. Do you know if there are any followers of Gwignu in your kingdom?
He says, he sees you step forward, Kiku, and he sees that you're a cleric, and he says, a holy man. He says, I will be honest with you, good sir. I am not familiar with the gods that we keep here in the keep, but I can certainly find out for you. And one of my assistants will be glad to inform you of that here within the hour, to be sure of it.
Thank you.
So, I'm understanding that there are more books to find. Is this correct?
He says, yes. There are 10 books in total from what I'm told. He looks over at Rydar and he says, "I'm assuming Rydar told you a little bit about the history of the books and what they're for." He goes on to say, as you know, the present state of the nation, the region there is subdivided into three regions, three warring nations. Hundreds of years ago, that was not the case. This land of Arcax used to be united under a single nation, a single army, at one time. And at that time, these books were held all together in one place, and they helped to keep order and keep order in the kingdom and keep everything running smoothly. And then after a period of time, there were some rising factions, so to speak, that came about from this ancient kingdom that planned to overthrow this kingdom. And as a part of that outfalling, we ended up splitting into these three nations, and those 10 books were cast out amongst the continent. All I can tell you is that each of these ancient books each contain their own unique hidden power among them. Together, the books, once they're all together and combined, from what I'm told, the books are told to unlock untold power that give the wielder absolute power to reign over the nations and reign over the land of Arcax. So is my hope, my purpose as the leader of the Dulocs to unite the regions with these books and unite the surrounding regions to once again restore the former nation into one. So it's part of why he points at Rydar. He says it's part of why this order has been established to help search for and find these books, and so that we can get to our end goal of reuniting the regions as one.
Okay, you said each book has its own power. Is this something that can be wielded or used?
It's possible. I myself have not laid eye on these 10 books. I'm only recalling stories told over hundreds of years, as these books have been lost over time. But from the stories and the lore, it was recorded and written down that each of these books had unique powers, unique magical properties, and that wielders could harness this power within the books and use them.
All right, and to my knowledge, this is the first book that has been found. Is this correct?
This is the first book that we have found and that is in our possession.
Do you happen to know where the other 9 are?
He does not. So I don't know where all 9 of them are. I do have reports on where a second and a third book may be found. I have a strong indication that at least one of these books probably resides within the other warring kingdoms. But I don't have more information than that at this time.
Okay, well, you've given us a lot of information to begin with. If we were to undertake such an arduous, let's go with quest, to collect these books for you, I feel like as we currently are, we are very under-equipped and under-prepared. Is there anything that you can provide to help us?
Says, well, would be more than willing to help you. I guess name your price and we can have a discussion.
I look at everyone else and ask them to chime in, see if there's stuff that they might need or ask about or inquire.
Yeah, I would like to look into that.
Okay. Well, he says, well, talk amongst yourselves. It is getting a little bit late, so why don't you all stay for dinner? Make yourselves at home. How about we retire for a brief respite and meet back here in the dining hall in, say, an hour's time. And you all are more than welcome to stay and partake of the feast that we have.
That sounds like a plan.
Yep.
With that, he kind of looks over at some of his other guards and Rydar, and you kind of follow suit as he exits the throne room. And as you guys kind of make your way out, he says, "Wow," he says, "that this is truly an honor." He says, "I don't think the king and the queen open up their house and their home just to anyone." He says, "I would recommend you all get cleaned up and meet me back down here in 45 minutes. Don't keep the king and the queen waiting.
Should we go check on that book upstairs?
Well, yes. Concerny said that it's potentially possible to harness the power. We should see if somebody is able to do that and what that power even is.
Yeah, that's what. It's like we could just go back up there now.
Yeah,
Okay, so you guys are going to go back up to the study?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so you guys make your way back up to the study. As you recall that there's before you this vast mountain of literature and books and lore before you. You see many different scholars kind of pacing the floor and looking at various pieces of lore and studying and reading. You see the ancient Book of Achaewen hovering over that stone pedestal still, and it's still radiating that intense heat.
Hey, you with the infinite perception. I don't know what's going to help. No, I'm muted. I was going to say, the guy with the infinite perception should... I don't know if that's going to help perceive how we can figure out what its power is, but... That's the only role I can think of, unless there's like a history or something like that.
As say, can we still see some of the writing on it? Can we get close enough to see the writing?
I have resistance to fire damage. Now it means I can get kind of close to it, taking any kind of hit.
I'm open to whatever. It'll be good if we can somehow harness it.
Like that.
I'm willing to try whatever.
Okay, so you guys kind of start to approach the book. As you make your way over to it, all of you, save Constantina, have to stop because of the intense heat that's radiating off of this book. Constantina, because of your resistance to fire, you're able to get closer to the book without taking any sort of harmful effects. So, what are you guys trying to do?
Alright, so our options are get ready for the feast, go after the book, and what else?
Okay, so how much did you miss?
I was listening with one ear to everything, so I didn't truly miss anything.
Long story short, we're at the book trying to figure out if we can figure out what its power is and how do we harness that power.
Book.
Yeah, so we decided to go up to the book because we have an hour before we have to go back down for the feast.
Does passive perception perceive anything? I guess it's all like...
Well, we can't get close enough to read it, though.
Yeah, Constantina's the only one close.
So. What's the closest we can get to the book? Can I get within 10 feet?
You're probably within 10 feet of it. Constantina is actually able to go up right next to the book, seems like, without issue.
Are you able to tell what language is written in?
The book. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
That's why I wish I could get close enough.
Clicked it once. It didn't. I think I'll try to get 2 rolls. Oh, so okay, so it did go 2 rolls. So the first one was my first roll.
Okay. Take a look, Constantina. The book is currently closed, but you see some writing on the front cover. You can make out a couple of characters, but nothing decipherable without properly opening up the book and looking at the words themselves. It appears to be in Infernal.
Okay. Well, that's good. I do read Infernal, or do speak Infernal.
Nice.
So you think that'll create something we don't want to deal with right now?
Whatever bad can happen from reading the Necronomicon, really.
I mean, I'm game. We got an hour to kill before this feast, anyways. If the castle
All right.
blows up, the castle blows up. You know, whatever.
Alright. So I reach forward and attempt
Yeah, fuck
to
this place.
turn to a page.
Okay. As you reach for this book, Constantina, your hand passes through the flame, and you don't feel any kind of like burn. You don't feel any of this heat, and you feel completely normal. And your hand passes through the flame, and you grab the book. And now the rest of the party is staring at you, astounded, as you are just holding this book on fire, seemingly unscathed. As you start to open the book and look through the pages, you are in fact able to verify that it is written in Infernal. Make a Arcana check again with advantage this time. Okay. So, what you gather from this book is that this particular book is written in Infernal. Only somebody who speaks Infernal or reads Infernal can obviously use it. It appears to be a book of summoning. So the user can speak some words from the book and summon forth a creature to use at time of need. There appears to only be 2 spells in the book to use. And so there are 2 different summonings that you can call forth. And then once the writing kind of indicates that once you have called forth these summonings, that essentially it will burn up those pages of the book, rendering it useless.
Alright, so I tell the group what I've read. And I think back to when we got some of the pages, wasn't the guy in the cave trying to summon something, it seemed like?
Make a history check.
That's right, the undead cave.
Also, I guess I was asking them too. See if anybody
Okay.
else remembers.
Yeah, if everybody wants
Yeah,
to do a
there's
history
an
check,
undead
that's fine.
cave. And that guy was trying to. Oh, I can't
Constantine
actually
got a 20,
remember what
so-
happened.
So, you asked the group about, maybe this is relevant to the summoning that happened in that Nolantis Caverns. And you recall that in your quest to clear out that cavern as a part of Damien's request, that there was a summoner or a cultist at the end of the cavern that had summoned out this portal from which some zombie ogres or ogre zombies had come forth. You gather that the book that cultist had was the book that you guys ended up giving to Damien, and is not related to this ancient book. That's a different book. It's a lesser book than this one. So it is similar. They both summon, but this one is far more powerful.
A whole book for 2 summons? Does it seem like
I also wonder
there
if
are other summons that were used?
with, and they've all gone away. Now there's only 2 left in the entire book. No. Sorry, cut you off, Kiku.
I wonder.
Oh no, I'm sorry,
summons.
I was interrupting you.
You can finish your thought.
Oh, so a whole book for 2 summons? Were there other summons that were in the book that you can detect, Constantina?
I believe I was able to tell that there was 2. And that's it.
Make a investigation check, Constantina.
Dang.
So, you kind of, at Kiku's remark, you take a closer look at, not just opening up any page and kind of look at, but you kind of like go from front to back looking at this book, and you can see that although the book has been reactivated, that essentially the first half of this book, the words have essentially like disappeared, almost like it's been used before.
Yeah, so I think there's been some spells that have already been used, and there's only 2 left, is what I think, Kiku. From what I can tell.
Oh, jeez, that can't be good. Well, if there were spells that were used out of this book, and the last time they were brought together, the whole region was brought under the control of one ruling empire, that's got to be related, right?
Not necessarily. They could have been used because when they're all together, all the books do something separate, like combined. So somebody could have used it separately, or figured out how to use it separately, and we just between when it was first lost and us finding it. So it's really hard to say whether or not that's the
quite
case.
as troublesome.
It's more likely that
nothing
somebody used it
crazy.
in between it being lost and us finding it.
Telmek, you had something to say?
I'm just wondering what it summons. That's all. I'm over here in the corner, just dumbfounded.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm staying away from summoning, so that's not gonna be for me to harness its powers, but somebody else.
Yeah.
Probably
Well, at this
probably
point-
caster.
What you're able to gather is that it's a summoning book, that it's got essentially 2 uses left, and once they're used up, the writing, at least on the inside of the book, seems to vanish. So a part of the power of the book, at least, seems to go away.
I wonder if that affects the 10 books combined.
It doesn't.
We don't know.
Okay, well, I guess.
Doesn't.
Okay.
That's the DM saying no.
Okay.
At this point in time, though, you guys have spent almost an hour up here, kind of talking about this. So
Something weird.
Rydar frantically comes up the stairs and is like looking for you guys, and he finds you, and he's like, "What are you guys doing? Come on, we have to get back downstairs."
Okay.
Where were these rolls during 3 days of perception checks?
Say what?
Where are these rolls during 3 days of perception checks?
They're saved for now.
Will you also drink it and not just eat the
That's
crust?
Back down.
Yeah, back down to the feast.
What are you doing with this book?
I mean, we don't have much of a choice. I guess we have to leave it for the time being and come back.
Yep.
So Constantina, you just
Anthony.
set it back, and it kind of
Agreed.
just floats there over the stone pedestal.
We'll return with Rydar or somebody who's a little bit more knowledgeable.
What's up, Nate?
Anthony, as we're going downstairs, are we passing any scholars or anything? Like as we're kind of moseying through those studies.
I mean, you certainly pass them, pass by them.
Could I say excuse me to one of them and ask him a question?
Sure. You interrupt one of the scholars in his studies, and he kind of looks up at you. Says, he said he's like deep in his reading, and he like looks up and he's kind of like almost confused, and he's like, yes.
Sorry, kind sir. Do there happen to be any maps of the kingdom and the ore deposits around the land?
Says ore deposits. He says, I'm sure we've got something up here. And he like looks and motions, because you guys are surrounded. Let's see.
Christmas mug to drink it out of? Yeah. I'll see if I can find one. Hopefully that worked.
What did you say?
No, don't worry about it. You didn't hear it? It was great.
Did you say smoker free?
I did. I'll say it. Stir it, stir it.
With biscuit?
Just keep stirring and it'll eventually get mixed up.
I didn't catch that last part.
Yeah, he said he motioned to the books, and he says he's assuming, he doesn't know for sure, but he assumes that there is a map somewhere within the royal study that is what you're looking for.
Oh. Well, thank you, kind sir. And then I keep on moseying.
We already emptied your lunchbox.
All right, we are
You're-
missing Constantine, it looks like. All right, so you guys make your way back downstairs. Just to kind of in time as Rydar kind of ushers you guys into the dining hall. You see, all the plateware and the silverware all laid out. There's a bunch of food that's already out on the table for you guys. You guys kind of just follow Rydar's lead and kind of just start sitting around the length of the table. You guys all take your seats. And the king and the queen come in. As they come in, everybody stands up, right? So you guys follow suit. They come to the table, and then they sit, and then you guys sit.
There you go. Lean back into it.
So at that point, all the butlers, start coming in with all these different courses and things. So you guys have a choice of different,
so let me show you.
food to have.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
Let's see, there
No.
is
You still pull
three-
out sometimes.
there's
I need
three
you to pull
courses
straight back. See how I
that you
put my
can
arm
choose
on it and
from.
I
So you
pull
can
straight
have
back? Put your arm. I know it's
either-
cold. Put your arm on the
You
door.
can have
You go to the
roast
door and pull
pig,
straight back.
you can do fish, or the third one is a rabbit stew. So those are the three that you get to choose from. And I'll need to know what each of you guys choose. Or you can have a little bit of each. That works too.
Pig.
Pig? Okay.
Yep, I'll take some of the. I'll take the fish.
Okay.
Going with rabbit stew.
Okay. Ricky is gone, so...
There he is.
Alright, Ricky, you there? Can you hear? Alright, Karga. We're picking what everybody's gonna have for dinner. So you can either have pig,
Yep.
fish,
Nope.
or rabbit stew.
Give me that pig. I'm an orc. Half orc.
Okay?
My half orc side's coming
Alright.
out.
And Constantina is not here, so what I'm gonna do is roll a dice. Let's do this. Roll. Okay, that's a 3. Okay, so rabbit stew. Okay, so you guys all tell the butlers what you are gonna have. They all go out and they bring back your plates with your food, and you start, partaking of your dinner. There's some light conversation happening. You guys are kind of at the opposite end of the king and queen. But after a period of time, the king again starts to address you guys, and he says again, I just want to thank our guests who are most welcome. Once again, eternally grateful for you guys, men and women, returning the missing pages of the ancient book that we have. It is, we're hoping to work with you guys in the future and helping us to restore and recover the remaining 9 books that we have, so that the Dulocs can rise up and reign amongst all of the warring nations. And so at that, kind of like everybody kind of lets out a battle cry or a cry of approval. At that, you guys kind of notice that the queen begins to start to choke, seeming like choke on her food, and then all of a sudden you see that she begins to spit up a bunch of blood, and all of a sudden her head hits the table, and
Oh shit! What was she eating?
it almost there's like there's a brief period of silence, and then like all mayhem like breaks loose. You see quickly within the span of like 30 seconds that she was in fact eating the salmon. So Hada, I need you to make a Constitution roll.
Oh no. Oh!
Not only does he
Wow.
not get sick, he's now impervious to that poison.
So Hada, you look over at the queen, who is
What, he
now
get a 20?
Yep.
laid out on the dining room table, and this pool of blood and this bile that she's kind of vomited up on the table, and you start to feel this like gut-wrenching tearing inside into your insides, and it almost feels like your body is just like it like all of your muscles are kind of like seizing up and racking, and you instantly feel like this instant like feeling of terror comes over you and washes over you, but somehow you manage to kind of just muscle off the effects of this poison as you all kind of watch as some of these other noblemen, some of these other noble folks have also fallen over and almost succumbed to this whatever it is was inside of this this fish dish.
Mhm.
So everybody at the table that had this dish seemingly doubled over and dead at this point, save for Hada. It doesn't take long for everybody to realize this, and everybody kind of comes to the conclusion as there's panic, and everybody's kind of running around. The king kind of orders the castle to be locked down immediately. There's going to be an investigation that's happening. There are the queen is at the table, and there's probably, I'd say, 3 other folks at the table. They're all kind of just laying over in front of their dish, and the only one that seems to be okay is Hada. And
Although, does this look bad for me?
it's starting to look bad for you, yeah. So you see the king, obviously he's blind with rage at this point. He looks over at your dish, Hada, and he sees that you're eating the fish as well. And he kind of like shouts at you. He's like, "Why are you not doubled over in pain?"
It's like, well, sir, I'm an elf. I have a different effect. The poisons can have different effects, or whatever is happening with the fish can have different effects on my system.
Points at you and he says, "Seize him!" You instantly get overcome by probably 10 guards. There's probably no sense in resisting at this point. You get escorted away, taken to the prison, where you will probably be kept for a little bit.
Can you find lids for these two?
So,
All right.
you guys all watch as Hada seemingly comes out unscathed from this event, but he does get he gets escorted down to the dungeons by about 10 different guardsmen. As the king, his current suspicion is that somehow Hada is involved with this plot, based on the rule of deductions. So you guys have everything's been locked down at this point. Essentially starting to turn into somewhat of like a crime scene. You guys are kind of all standing in the dining hall room still at this point.
What? Can I make a persuasion check? Sorry, I'm like choking on pumpkin pie over here.
What are you trying to do?
I would like to persuade the king that the only reason that Hada is okay is because of our quick acting dwarf who cast the level 2 spell, Lesser Restoration on him, which cured him of his poisoning.
I was gonna see how dead the queen is, and I wanted to do this as a
Are
quick
you persuading
reaction,
him or are you deceiving him?
I don't know.
I was super
I was gonna.
cast this on the
I'm away, so I
Sounds like you're
can't,
trying to lie to him.
add to it.
I'm politely lying.
Polite lie?
for whatever reason.
I'm trying to save our wizard, so you know it's a necessary evil.
We better be in trouble.
I guess make a deception check.
Oh, that sucks.
Where's our mighty dwarf with all the...
Unfortunately, the DM
Talking.
knows you're lying, so.
Yeah, you know I'm lying, but that 18 might not.
Okay, so you let the king know that Kiku in fact cast a restoration spell on Hada, and he looks over at Kiku and he says, "Is this true, dwarf?"
So I cast a lesser restoration spell on the queen, as well as Hata, and everyone else that I was able to. For some reason, it only took on Hata.
He says, well, maybe it had something to do with proximity or something like that.
Also, I actually do that and burn up all my spell slots. How many were there? 5?
There were 5, yes. Hada,
I think
the
I've
queen,
got-
and then 3 nobles.
I think I have 5 second level spell slots. So we're going to assume that's canon now,
You have 3, but sure.
that I did attempt to do that to the queen.
So,
You have 3, but nobody's counting.
Well,
you're out now. You're out now. So, okay, so the king seems to believe you for the time being. He says, it's okay. He says, well, he's not out of the woods yet, but I won't kill him tonight.
Nice job, guys.
Okay. All right.
So
now we
does
gotta.
the investigation
Yeah.
begin?
Yes.
So at this point-
is there an investigation?
Yes, he says, the king is in too much of a period of grief to kind of carry on any more conversation, so he kind of retires. Rydar and some of the Kingsguard are kind of heading up what has just transpired here. So the captain of the guard is probably going to head up the investigation. So he says, he motions towards you guys, and he says, you, all of you, says, when did you come into town?
Define
What is your
town.
business here?
Define town.
This city. What is your
Shit.
business here?
How many days it's been?
Well, I don't remember how long ago it was. I think it was 3 or 4 days ago, but you could probably check your records because I got arrested the second we entered town.
This is true. Listen, we just want to assist with the investigation in an effort to, you know, show that our friend had nothing to do with this.
Says, fine. Could use all the help we can get. You are not to leave the keep. Am I clear?
Like mud.
Yeah, sounds good.
He doesn't
Give me
like your
one
joke.
second.
Okay, fine.
I'm
yes.
gonna try to leave and sign back in on my PC. I'll be right back.
Okay.
He doesn't know what you mean by PC.
I would like
The
to mosey to the
dwarf.
kitchen.
The dwarf is clearing his head and communing with Goibnu for about a minute. He'll be right back. Is that better?
I see.
But yes, we would very much like to assist with said investigation. I believe our combined skills may be of some aid, and thus we can prove that our friend was not the perpetrator here.
I don't know if
Says,
you've heard of us, but our perception is world famous.
He says, well, I hope you bring lots of evidence to substantiate your claim. Can't take this lightly, especially with Queen's death on this person's hands.
I agree, but what if? But he. Okay, you know, I'm just gonna stop talking. There's a lack of evidence against him.
Right
That was.
now,
I said that in my mind.
I would like to take one of your guards and go to the kitchen. Because I'm assuming we can't just walk around this keep.
Yes, I would like to assist
Correct.
him in that search. And I will go with them to the kitchen.
To the kitchen.
Okay. Alright, you guys make your way to the kitchen. At this point, there's maybe like 1 or 2 people. It's just like the cook and like one of his assistants, sous chef maybe.
How long's
You
it been
see
since?
the-
I want to ask.
Yeah, how long's it been since this happened?
Probably say at this point, it's probably about 20 minutes, 20 to 40 minutes have transpired.
Well, who's in the kitchen?
Chef and the sous chef.
I'd like to ask the chef if anyone has left the kitchen in the past 45 minutes,
How many people we're working with?
and how many people, yes, were working there to prepare the dinner.
Well, he says, I mean, there's people that come in and out of this kitchen all day, every day, depending on the size of the meal and how many guests we have. He says, I can't
Any-
keep track of how many people that came in and out of the kitchen and took plates in and out of the kitchen.
New faces that you didn't recognize?
He tries to think about it, and he says, I couldn't tell you. I was too busy preparing
Alright.
the food to even.
Who
Notice-
prepared the salmon?
Says, well,
Yeah,
I
which one of
prepared
your
all
souls
three of the dishes.
And where did the salmon come
outside?
from?
Found our culprit.
Yeah.
The salmon, from what I have to check my logs. He runs over to his logs and he kind of looks down and he says, "The salmon came in this morning. It was fresh catch of the day.
Did you write down
right
who
from down
delivered
the
it?
city."
Did you write down who delivered it?
He looks over at his sous chef and they kind of like look at each other, give confused glances, and I don't think we typically write down that information.
Is anyone in the kitchen that isn't normally in the kitchen that you recognize?
He takes again. He tries to recall, and he cannot recall any new faces.
All right, forget this. We're going a different tactic. Since you were the one that cooked the salmon, as things stand, you look like the biggest culprit for the queen's death. Unless you can start remembering some facts here, buddy.
He immediately gets defensive. Says, "What kind of accusation is this?
I'm only
What
stating the.
evidence do you
I'm
have to
only
support such a
stating.
claim?"
I'm only stating the facts. You were the one that cooked the salmon. The salmon is the one that killed the queen and almost 4 others. The evidence is the salmon that you self-admitted to
Do
preparing.
you know how many people have touched this salmon?
You
Do you
admitted.
know how many people have touched this salmon?
Yes.
No,
That's what we're
I
asking.
don't.
What a terrible chef you are, sir. I get real close.
He
when I
motions
see
over and he starts to walk and open up the door to the dining room. He motions at all the butlers. He says, "We have a team of butlers that just served you dinner."
Bring them in here.
Bring him in.
Please tell me. Do you recognize
About 15 butlers
Yep.
just come into the kitchen.
All right. All butlers that didn't touch a salmon can leave. How many does that cut it down to?
None. No. I don't know. I guess 5 of them remain, right?
Okay.
Alright, chef, you recognize any of these people?
He looks at the different butlers, and he distinctly recalls at least one of them.
Like he recognizes one, or
He knows.
doesn't
He doesn't.
He recognizes one,
and he doesn't recognize the 4.
and he doesn't recognize the 4 others.
Did I miss anything?
Oh, you missed.
Yeah, you missed some.
Yeah, we're currently accusing the chef of killing the
He's the
queen
only one
without
who touched
any
the fish.
shred of evidence,
I would also like to point
other
out
than
that
that he cooked the food.
I would also like to point out that our friend was arrested without any shred of evidence, so it's even.
And while y'all are doing this, I'm going to be meditating in my jail cell, which,
Alright.
if I do that for 4 hours, it's like 8 hours of sleep to a human.
So
You're in
with your
jail.
comment,
You're
with your
arrested
comment,
now?
Karga, there is at least one guardsman with you,
Yeah.
and he mentions, "So are you saying that the king was wrong to do what he did?"
No. I'm simply stating that the chef could be just as guilty as our friend in the eyes of the king.
Until he gives us evidence that he isn't
Hot Tug got
guilty.
arrested?
Yes.
Yeah, he's in jail.
How did this happen? I thought we talked him out of it.
No. He's not. We talked him out of dying.
Not getting killed.
Yeah, we talked him out of dying. He's still in
Yeah.
jail.
The king
So
stood up,
so
yelled,
Talmec-
take him away,
yeah.
and he fainted. It's like, I have to leave. And then
Talmec and I are in the kitchen with a
More
guard.
like I just saw my wife get murdered. Let me retire.
By the way, did anyone like check the body or anything like that? I don't know. I'm trying to think of.
Loot the corpse.
No pickpocketing corpses.
Nobody's made any kind of checks yet.
I was saying, has
on
anyone?
checking for anything?
Do we recall seeing anything weird as we were like coming in the room, sitting down at the table? Anyone acting funny? That's something any of us recall?
Make a history check.
There you go, Jeff. Bringing in the logic.
Hold on to that.
Did I enjoy the pig as much as the queen enjoyed the fish?
Apparently not. Apparently
Yeah.
it wasn't to die for.
Constantina, you have a pretty good recollection of what transpired. You don't recall any kind of suspicious behavior taking place. But you also don't know what you're looking for at this point either.
Can I go back into the eating hall or wherever we were eating?
Sure.
The dining room.
Yep.
Can I confirm
And
that nobody in the
approach.
kitchen is leaving the keep? Wow.
I
Nobody
swipe
is
one
leaving.
I
Okay.
swipe one of
Keep
the
is on
poison-
lockdown.
Okay.
I swipe one of the poisoned fishes and put it in my pocket.
What?
Nice. I'm gonna ask one of the guards if I can approach the queen's body.
Okay, well hold on. Make a sleight of hand check, Kiku.
That's a thing?
Yes. Not to mention you're trying to grab this poisoned fish in front of like 20
Yeah, now
guards.
it's on your.
Motherfucker, look at that.
All right, you managed to somehow pick up this fish without alerting any of the guards in this dining hall, and you stash this smelly fish in your pocket.
Well, the wolf's meat's kept this long. This fish surely can't get any worse.
You, with your passive perception, you noticed that there is this powdery residue. Trace amounts of a powdery residue on the fish. Seems to be a foreign substance.
Okay, I lean into Cargo, my most trusted ally in the group.
Well, okay. Can I help you?
Cargo, I'm gonna need you to take a really close look at this fish. There's some white residue on it. I think that might be a problem. I don't remember cooking fish with white powder. I've used salt, but this is something different.
I'm going to agree.
Look, we need to get this fish to the smart one. Somehow.
Who's the smart one?
Hata,
Oh.
obviously. Constantina in a close second.
There's a bunch of collars upstairs in the study.
Yeah, I was gonna say we need to get it to somebody who can tell us what the heck is on the fish. Is more like what we need to do.
And like where it's from. And
I don't think we're gonna be able to get close enough to the man who was just arrested. Somebody
All
has
right.
to know, has some knowledge
I
of
break
poison.
the fish
He-
in half
I mean-
and stick half of it into my pocket.
On there?
Sorry, what's that, Constantina?
Can we come in and whisper? You know, can we? Or I guess I didn't hear this conversation happen, so I can't say anything.
What if? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll whisper. What if we ask them to bring in an outside, somebody who has knowledge of poisons, and then show them the fish, without saying that you have the fish?
He's got half the fish now.
No, I'm just saying, like, what if we say, hey, is somebody able to come in to, you know, if she died by poison, wouldn't logically they'd bring somebody in to, you know, confirm this? Then you can show them the fish. We should find
Yeah,
out if somebody's being brought in to check.
That's a good idea. I snap the fish in half and put half of it in my pocket. And I scream out, "Guards, look at this!"
Okay, you've alerted the guards. They walk over to you and they say, "Yes, Loud Dwarf. What is it?"
There's white shit all over this fish.
The guard kind of like leans in and at your mention of it and starts to investigate it. Says, "Yes." He motions to some of the other guards, and they all look at the plates of the fish. They all seem to have this trace powdery substance. Say, yes. This must be the first clue. Appears that whoever was the culprit here put these trace amounts of this powder onto the fish, and then these sad individuals ingested this powder. Says we'll have to get a poisoner to come and check out what this substance is, or we could just somebody could go upstairs. I'm sure the scholars upstairs, somebody probably have read books on this too.
I'll go upstairs to the same dude that I talked to.
Okay. So you're followed by a guard. He points you to a fellow scholar who has read many of the poison books. He follows you back down the stairs to the dining hall. And you guys come back into the dining hall and you show him this powdery substance. He says, this appears to be Doomshade powder. It's not native from this region. It's from the Doomshade plant. It has to be ground up. It's ground up fibers of the plant. It turns into this powder, and it's highly toxic, highly poisonous. It says it's only found in, from my knowledge, only found in the deepest swamps of the Orlixis territory.
Where the hell is that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, doesn't that prove Hada's innocence? We've never been there.
I don't even know where that is.
Yeah, wait, where is that even at?
Okay, yeah. As you recall, some point in time ago, if I could share my screen. Can you see the map?
Yep. Is that how it is, like?
Okay, you guys are up here, right?
Yeah.
You guys are at Collick's Keep.
Uh-huh.
And this scholar just told you that this plant resides in this area. So this is the first army. This is the second army. This is the third army. So
That's
you're
not
beginning
conclusive
to
of anything.
understand that this was an assassination.
Yeah, so can our friend be free now, since he's clearly not the assassin?
How can you prove that?
Uh,
How do we know you're not an Orlixian spy?
Where was this poison from?
Orlax.
do we have a way? I'm
Just outside the forest.
I'm
Orlax.
whispering in aside. Do we have a way to prove our route?
Yeah, you can get with the boat captain. I'm sure he'd vouch for us.
Yeah, let me just call him on
Yes.
speed. I've got him on speed dial. Let me call him real quick.
I do have the bandit map.
Don't we have
That we
carrier
got.
pigeons?
Oh,
That's
We can
right, I
get
forgot
Hata
about
out in
that.
2 weeks.
No, we need him out. We need him out now. He's clearly. I'm just trying to think of how we can like prove that we weren't in some random swamp that I've never heard of in my entire life.
Catching up on the group text.
You got that map
All right,
again?
Yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
what do we need? What are we doing?
We're having an aside trying to figure out how we can prove where we have been or haven't been. Where do we pick this quest up in the first place at?
That dude
Yeah, wait,
in that
wait.
small town.
Why would we bring a book to help them and then?
Yeah, we brought
Those
you.
are
We let you complete the book of
Potentially
summoning.
get access to the king and the queen.
Yeah, so that doesn't help.
That doesn't track because we were only told to meet Rydar, not the king and the queen. All right, I'm gonna turn into
is
Cargo the
true.
lawyer. I'm gonna argue this case.
Oh, let me get my popcorn.
My
I'm
god,
gonna turn
after
into
all,
Kiku the genius.
listen, after all, my god is Tyre, the god of justice. So
I
you know,
am the
this is
smart
fitting.
one.
But
Okay.
seriously, no, seriously though. What are we saying?
Currently,
Are the
you
are
know,
the 5 butlers still standing there?
you're not in the kitchen, but yeah,
Cur-
they're around.
Currently, we know what.
Currently,
you search
know the substance,
Yes.
right?
Search the butlers for traces of
But
Jeff
you don't
Powder.
know. Yeah, you don't know anything else at this point.
Yeah.
guards.
I'm
You
gonna
need to
go-
start searching the cooks in the kitchen for any traces of this death powder, doomsday device powder.
Doom
They
shade.
motioned to you and they said you offered to help us with this investigation.
Go
Go
use
and
your,
investigate.
go use your perception.
to
Go
do
use your
that.
perception.
I run into the kitchen before the butlers can escape,
They're not
clanging
going
very
anywhere.
loudly with my heavy chainmail.
Okay. They all look at you as you burst into the kitchen, making a bunch
Who's
of
got the
noise.
death powder?
They all kind of just like give each other sideways glances. They're all confused.
I tell them to pull their
What
pockets
powder you
inside
speak of?
I pull out my warhammer.
Okay.
It's getting real.
Make an intimidation check.
You're gonna intimidate some butlers.
Maybe with an 8. That's all I'm intimidating. One butler.
Do you need some backup intimidation?
One butler that didn't do it.
They
shit.
they
The
see you
other
pull out
four
your
are fine.
hammer, and they motion at the guard behind you because you're all being escorted around by guards, and they motion at the guard. And they, sir, kind sir, we mean no harm. Why is this man taking out his weapon? And the guard looks at you and tells you to put your weapon away.
I look at the guard and say, one of these motherfuckers is a suspect. We're getting to the bottom of this.
He says, "Yes, we are." He says, "Yes, we are. Now put your weapon away."
I slam my hammer onto the ground, head first, not like an arcing thing, but like I just like drop it like straight into the ground, hard.
Like a cane.
Yes, with my hand on the hilt.
Why don't we just help the guards search all of them?
Yeah, empty your pockets.
You guys do that then. Nobody said I was the smart one.
Well, I know that. Someone's got to have some common sense here.
I walk right up to the first one and say, "Hey, how you doing? How's your mother?" Empty your pockets.
That's your mother. That's not that's more aggressive than my hammer's position.
Okay, I would like to
That's it.
request. I would like to
Nice.
request that the guard assist us in searching all of the kitchen staff and butlers. That way, it doesn't look like we're harassing and or intimidating anyone.
all adored our queen. Queen.
For one, Kiku is very confused as to why he was told to help, and then gets escorted by the guard that could have just done it for him to begin with, like they were supposed to.
That was a request to the guard.
Russia.
I'm requesting that the guard allow us, with his help, to search all of the individual butlers and people in the kitchen.
Okay. So
And I'm still wondering how the first guard's mother is.
the guards
You
assist
fucking
you
creep.
with this effort. So you guys are looking to see if you can find trace amounts of this residue on any of the persons in the kitchen, and you aren't able to find any.
So there's no trace of residue on any of the butlers.
On anyone? Is that what you said?
Yep.
I put my hammer back on my back and start zooming around, looking closely as closely as I can at all the surfaces where the food was prepared, specifically where the fish were, and looking specifically for doomsday powder and traces of doomsday powder.
What are you trying to find exactly?
I'm hoping that my passive perception can pick up on empty vials of white substance or traces of white substance, specifically powder, or on any of the surfaces.
With your passive perception, you're able to see that there appears to be some residue on one of the doors that exit out of the kitchen. This door kind of leads to the living quarters for the kitchen staff.
Oh snap!
Nobody touched that door. There's powder residue on the handle. Karga, kick it open. Don't touch the handle.
Okay. How about the guard kick it open?
Use a strength check.
Oh, God, okay. Guess I'm doing it.
Get a 1 and break your foot.
Wait. Where's strength at?
We're all waiting with bated breath as Karga stands in front of the door.
I'm looking for strength, okay? I see the saving throw. What am I missing? Are you talking about athletics?
Leg cocked.
Do an
That's one
athletics
of the
check.
top.
Yeah, that's fine.
Strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence.
Athletics.
Yeah,
is
those
fine.
are saving throws. Okay. Oh, Jesus.
Really? You got a +6 and you got a 10?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
No, your
Okay,
strength
you,
check is like this. Strength check. Do you see that?
No, I see that.
It-
There you go. You kick
it
the door
is.
down
That's your
yourself.
strength check.
It
There you-
is, but I asked him to do athletics. Anyways.
There. You kicked the door down
Um,
yourself. You didn't need me.
Don't want to hurt the door.
So, Kiku, you order Karga to kick the door open,
I'd like to point out I never agreed
which he
to
does.
I never agreed to this.
Well, you did say yes.
Okay.
So,
Fine.
Karga, you go ahead and you put your foot out and you kick the door open. At which point, Kiku
Oh, that was no better.
follows you and goes ahead and decides to kick the door after you. And Kiku's kick kicks the doors off the hinges.
See? He could have done it himself.
And then all of a sudden you see the door just shoot out.
It's
Fall
only
on the
because
ground.
it's only because I
You were
loosened
taking too long.
I loosened it for you. That's the only reason you got it open.
Everybody's
That might
kind of
be
just like
true.
staring at you guys like, what the heck's going on?
There's doomsday powder on this door. Now that it's on the floor, you can take it to your laboratory and have it analyzed.
No, follow it back
What
to
is it, CSI?
yeah. CSI. Yeah. Now, obviously, we're following the trace. Use your perception and follow the trail.
Alright, I clang loudly into the room.
While they're doing that, I kind of look around. Is Rydar still there? Is he anywhere? Is he anywhere?
Yeah, he's around. He's in the dining hall.
Okay, so he's just here.
So you used your perception to perceive that there was some powder on the door there. At this point, you're trying to, I'd say, do a investigation check. See if you can see anything else.
Is that everybody in the room?
It's just you two that are in this hallway, isn't it?
Oh. Yeah. You just save there, guy.
I'm staying in the kitchen.
Oh, good. My +0. Oh, perfect.
Better than my -2. Oh my god.
You did
I
a
have
save.
minus-
You did a save. You did a save.
So
I did it instant. I did it. In it. What did I do?
A
Karga
save.
is
I'm
looking down at the door, and he's kind of just like looking at the door and
can't find the handle.
still can't believe that he couldn't kick this door off the hinges.
Yeah.
And Kiku, you decide to walk past Karga as he's staring at this door, and you start to try to see if you can follow a trail of this residue.
All my training has been for nothing.
You see a couple of doors. There's probably, I'd say, 4 doors before you. So there's a couple of the butlers, and then the sous chef's door and the chef's door. We'll just go ahead and say that this combined with your active or your passive perception, you're able to see a faint trace of more residue on what appears to be the handle of the chef's door.
I scream very loudly. Guards! Look at this! In here!
Okay, they come running.
Look at the chef's door.
So they kind of look at it and they say, "Oh yeah, this appears to be the same sort of substance that was on the fish."
Do you need me to continue my investigation?
Says, "This is good evidence, but I think we still need some more. So perhaps there's something inside of his room."
Karga, kick the door down.
No. Still wallowing in self-pity that I couldn't kick the first one down.
You did get it. It got it open.
Go ahead, kick it.
I kicked the door down.
All
All
right,
right,
rolls.
Kiku,
No,
you
rolls are
kick-
reversed. The rolls are. Oh shit. Never mind.
Okay, Kiku, you kick the door and the door does not open.
I kicked it.
Karga,
Also.
you kick the door and the door doesn't open, but it starts to buckle, starts to break.
Can we just keep kicking it? Can I do another strength check? Strength check. I kick it again. Oh shit.
Oh, there you go.
Alright. Kiku this time does a running jump kick at the door, and the door again flies off the hinges and it goes all the way to the opposite wall. Bam!
Damn, I didn't know you could jump.
Flies good 15-20 feet.
Oh man, that's
Doors
great.
open. You guys
Who's in
walk
here?
into
We don't walk. We barge in with authority.
Okay.
Are we rolling investigation again?
Oh, you're looking for something, right? So
I'm
yeah.
looking for a person. I'm looking for
Shit.
empty vials.
All right, let's do this again.
Yeah, 2 tons. Oh my Jesus
Oh
Christ!
my god.
I'm blind as fuck. I don't understand how. Look, my passive investigation is a 16. How can I roll a fucking 1 for an active invest? I don't understand sometimes the difference between passive. Whatever.
So passive is.
My passive
Yeah,
investigation is a. Oh, my passive is a 13. I'm sorry. My insight's a 16. My investigation is a 13. Never mind.
Yeah, so passive is just, if you don't have to necessarily roll for it. If I'm calling for a roll, then it's going to be active.
Good deal.
All right,
yeah.
Kiku, you were completely blind. You're still elated with your door kick. And Karga, you start to look around and you see some letters on a table. Appears to be his kind of like study desk or whatever. And you appear to look at this letter and open it up, and it looks like it's a letter that's addressed to the chef, and it's got the Orlixian army insignia stamped into the letter.
Oh, snap.
Am I able to read the letter?
You are. So,
I read the letter.
Brief. So the letter kind of addresses the chef, and it has it's a short letter, but it also has the kind of list of what to do with the powder and stuff. It's essentially just a short letter that addressing the chef and asking him to take the powder and put it into the food in hopes of killing the king and the queen, and promise of unlimited wealth awaits him.
I'm assuming that I can... Wait, you said there was poison with the letter?
No, instructions.
Oh,
for
how to make it. Okay, well... Oh, I see. Instructions for what to do. Okay, got it.
Yep.
I pick up the letter and show it to the guard.
Okay.
And tell him this is irrefutable proof that the chef is the one who poisoned the queen.
He
It
looks
was
it
even
over.
orchestrated by an enemy army, kingdom, whatever.
Yeah, he looks at the letter and he says, "Yes, this appears to be the evidence we need." He says, "I'll take it to the captain of the guard, and we will deal with the chef accordingly."
I would prefer to take it to the captain of the guard myself, just and make sure he gets it.
He says, "Sure. We'll both go."
There we go. I'm bringing the dwarf because he's lost.
Yes, your dwarf friend appears to be
I'm
satisfied with himself.
still enthused about kicking the shit out of that door.
Yep.
Striking like a badass pose.
All right, well, let's go, Kiku. Get out of your pose. We have to go, get hot. We have to go get Hada out of jail now that we found enough proof. The proof that was needed.
Oh yes, we
It's
should
clear his
regale
name.
with the tale of how I kicked the shit out of that door.
Sure.
Proof is in the pudding.
Okay. Off we go to the guard captain.
Okay. So you guys make your way back to the dining hall, where the captain of the guard is with Rydar and some of the other guardsmen. And he looks over at you guys as you guys approach, and he says, "Well, did you find some substantial evidence?"
Yes, we did. We found this letter in the chef's room detailing instructions on how to use this poison that was on the fish that the chef also prepared that killed the
also
queen.
Carried the chef's door from his room to the captain of the guards, showing him the poison on his door and traces of poison on his door. I also tell him about how I kicked the shit out of the door, went flying and hit the back wall.
At your mention of all of this, you guys notice that the chef, who was standing there, starts to try to make a run for it.
I use
throw
my
the door
charger
at him.
feet.
Say what?
I use my charger feet. So I use dash
that?
in my action.
Oh, I'll just cast command.
So
I can cast command. If it doesn't work, you can use your thing.
I'm gonna use my dash.
There you go.
I'm gonna use a bonus action to shove, and I can push him 10 feet if I can get to him in time.
Simultaneously,
Okay, so-
I will cast command,
Command to what?
telling him to halt.
And then he gets freaking linebacker.
And let me roll.
That's a Wisdom 12 save.
Okay, so you see the chef, all of a sudden he starts to book it. Talmek, you start to give chase and intercept him, as you also hear Karga behind you kind of put his hand out, and he yells for the chef to halt. And seemingly Karga's command has no effect on the chef as he continues to run.
That's about right.
And Talmek, you're able to lunge at him and almost like tackle him. And in the process, you guys you grapple him, and you both kind of stand up. And as he starts to try to run away from you again, you shove him, and he falls back over. At which point, the guards catch up and seize him.
Nice.
Uh,
And then I say, I knew he was a terrible cook. And then I put my sunglasses on.
okay. I turn to the I turn to the guard captain and ask if now that you have this cook in custody, can we release the wizard, who is clearly innocent?
Yeah, you make your plea to the captain of the guard, and he says, well, based on the overwhelming evidence that's been... So when are you coming down here to Georgia?
6th. 6. I don't know when I'm leaving yet, since I'm driving. I gotta figure that
Next
out.
week.
Yeah, literally Wednesday, Thursday, and I come back on Friday. Shortest trip ever. So I might be able to detour on my way down or my way back. I'll have to let you know. Probably the way back, but that'd be the 8th, Friday.
Okay. Should be around.
Yep.
Actually off on that Friday.
Oh, even better. I'll let you know what time, but yeah, I'll definitely have more time that day.
Okay. Sounds good. Yep, so you guys make the plea to the captain of the guard to release Hada, and he says, well, based on the overwhelming evidence and the response that we've seen, It's clear that we have the right man or cat, and
My cat has never made an appearance during D&D. This is the first time in D&D history the cat has made an appearance.
Welcome to the club, cat.
so with that, the captain of the guard motions for some of the other guardsmen to go down and release Hada from prison. You guys momentarily, after 10 minutes or so, see Hada come back up, escorted out by the guardsmen.
Oh man, so how'd y'all
Notice.
end up getting me out?
We solved the case.
We figured out who the real culprit was.
I did it when I kicked the shit out of a door.
That was very minor
Went
detail.
Flying.
Very minor detail.
Good luck,
That
guys.
thing went like 15
That's good
foot.
work. Y'all did it without anyone getting arrested but me.
I go back to the meeting hall and get some more of the pig.
Stay away from the fish.
What
And
is
I'm
the
presuming they served us mead.
By the way, what is the king doing
Let's
in
go
all of
toast.
this?
King
Morning.
retired.
Oh,
Yeah, he retired in grief.
okay.
Let's go toast to a case well solved and a friend regaining his freedom. No
So-
riots.
Here, here.
I think
With the solving of the case, the captain of the guard says, "Well, in light of this news, I'm gonna have to ask you guys to you may leave the premise, but King needs some privacy. I'd ask that you come back tomorrow, and whatever business that you have, we can continue that discussion tomorrow."
Can I finish my drink and take the pig?
Sure. Take all the time you need.
I take 5 minutes to finish the mead, scoop the pig up, say thank you for your hospitality, exit.
Is there a
Just
place?
walk-
Is there an establishment? This is me speaking to the guard captain. Is there an establishment we can stay at free of charge?
He says there's an inn in the royal quarter. I'll have my people put in a good word for you. The innkeep there. You could stay there free of charge.
All right, thank you. I will accept that offer. I'm not staying at the church again.
I make my way to the church.
That's why I said that.
So the church, there's only the one church. So you have to go back to the
and the outer
quarter
town. Yeah, screw it.
if you want to do that.
I'll stay at the town with my good friend Karga
Yeah.
and Hata, Town Mac, Constantina, all of you guys.
Okay, so all you guys are going to go to the Royal Quarter Inn. Okay, so you guys all walk in, and the innkeep there, his name is Sieg, and he greets you all. He says, "Welcome, travelers." He says, "I have word that I'm to give you guys special treatment as the king's special guest." It doesn't sound, this is the DM, it doesn't sound like he has word yet of what's transpired in the keep yet,
Okay.
based on his demeanor. But he says, you all make yourselves at home. I'll get you some rooms, and we've got some food and drink here. You want to partake? If there's anything you need, let me know.
I will
Much
partake.
appreciated.
Yes, thank you. I will partake in
Yeah.
in a second dinner.
Yeah. There's no fish on the menu, is there?
No, no
That's the
fish.
second
No
attempt
fish.
at
All right,
fish.
all right, good, good. Yeah, I'd like at least a mead or an ale.
Sure.
I guess we need to roll Constitution checks. Saves.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your
Saves or
Constitution.
checks.
That's you. I'm
Do your
drinking water.
check is fine. That's fine.
Fuck a duck.
All right, Kiku,
I'm drunk.
you're drunk.
I'm
You're feeling good, but you're not drunk.
I'm just drinking water.
Yeah.
So
Good thing I lose all my
Karga's-
lesser
Karga's
restorations on a dead ass queen.
Yeah, Karga's getting ready for his 20-mile run in the morning. So.
yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't drink before that.
Well, that was crazy.
You gotta,
It's
you
just
gotta,
the five of us, right?
you gotta keep it quiet there, Dwarf. We don't need people on, overhearing things that haven't been, made it out here yet.
I'm just saying that was crazy. Did y'all see when I kicked that door in?
Okay,
No, I didn't.
I did.
Oh man, it was epic. I kicked it and I almost broke my foot. Then Karga kicked it, and then the door budged. And I kicked the shit out of it. It went flying.
That's
Saved
I,
the day with that door kick.
I agree with everything except for it saved the day.
I mean, if it helped get me out of prison, I'll go for it.
Oh, did Constantine tell you about the flame book? That was crazy too. Is nobody gonna talk about how she was just holding a book that was on fire?
By the way, we need
Well,
to
I
figure
was
out.
there
Like,
for
yo,
that part.
We
this
were all
is
there for that.
fine.
We were all there for that.
And nobody said anything. It was totally normal. What is wrong with you guys?
Do we have a plan of action for that book, by the way?
Ugh,
I'm a little jealous that I can't read it.
sounds like trouble to me.
But also,
said
it
it
was a
was
good thing we
infernal?
didn't try and. Yeah. It was a good thing we didn't try and
Take it.
summon anything because we were already going to be in big trouble with the
It's
queen.
it's probably a good thing we left it there when that was asked.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But in all seriousness, we should probably try to harness that power.
I don't
It
know.
is
Two
convenient
summons.
that this happened
That's
at
a,
the same time we were showing up.
2 summons is better than 0 summons.
that's a lot. What if it's a freaking devil that just tries to kill everything? Which kind of feels like the kind of thing you only have 2 summons to do.
More experience for us.
The book that sets itself on fire, Constantine is totally fine. It's a little suspect, Constantine.
And I wonder if the two that are left are the harder ones to summon, and thus stronger, because the other maybe they weren't able to summon the other ones earlier.
They might also be of different elements.
Guess
Mhm.
we'll have to find somebody who can tell us more about the book.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
what
we'll
is
need to talk to
infernal?
Rydar.
even?
What is what?
What is
Infernal
this
is the
language? Infernal.
language
Who
of
speaks
demons.
that? Demons?
Isn't it? Constantina would know.
I believe it's an ancient language of, where my tiefling race, the infernal,
That's
quote, a devil side, comes from. So we're all good now, but part of that upbringing as infernal.
So it doesn't have to be a demon. It could have just been a good tiefling, like Constantina.
Make Kiku, make a history check. Ask about that.
So goddamn dumb.
Okay. You don't get any more about the infernal language other than what Constantina tells you about it.
So we just finishing our drinks and going long rest? What are we
I'm gonna
doing?
retire as soon as I finish eating.
Making plans for the book?
Let's make a plan. So the next time we get to go up to the castle, we need to talk more with Rydar, asking about why he thinks exactly that kingdom is specifically the one that's attacking. Does he think that that's where the other books are? What's happening? If he's wanting our help, we need to try and get as much info as we can.
Surely we don't need the king for that. We can just go talk to any random.
No, the king, it's obvious what's going to happen. The king is going to send us to, where the hell is it at? Orlixis?
Yeah.
But we can use that to get more stuff from him, because you asked Karga for
I did, yes.
better armor. That,
Yeah.
That's
this
not
is
obvious.
the enemy, and if you want us to go do it,
I'm
we get
guessing,
some things.
yeah, I'm guessing one of the books is going to be in that kingdom, and that's probably the way he'll send us, as a two birds in one, with one stone kind of thing.
It took 2 or 3 days to travel by boat. Do y'all not remember how long it took to get to this kingdom from where we were
What's your
right
point?
next?
What's your point?
That's part of the fun.
Yeah, what's your point there?
We've only traveled like a third of this map, or a quarter of it.
Yeah, if
And,
that.
you know, part of my thing
Not even, yeah.
is
Just
exploring this whole area and learning more about the people. So I'm all for that.
We're going to have to get to the other two kingdoms eventually. I'm sure they harbor books. Just a guess in my head based off what was told to us, so. You need to get over your, whatever you're complaining about there.
This is what you guys have
There
traveled.
we go. You already got it. Never mind.
So you've
Yeah,
been
no
here,
lease.
Yeah.
to here, to here, and then up here. Well, and you did this ship
Travel.
voyage.
Yeah.
So
That took 7 months. 15 sessions.
what? You're so concerned about the time.
Yeah, what is the concern here?
I guess that's true. Fuck, I feel like I'm gonna get lost in the goddamn Tinnerock Forest.
Nah, you got the
It's
rest of
gonna
us.
take 3 sessions just to get to that forest.
Not necessarily.
We don't have to go through the forest.
I'm not getting
You
on another
might
fucking
choose
boat.
to just get lost, and it might take you 10 sessions. Who knows?
Yeah, goddamn.
That's the point. I mean,
You got the,
especially
that's the point. You never know. You never know. You never know until it happens.
I guess that's true. I didn't think
If
about
you have
all
to
that.
rely on us, anyone else to do a perception check, then yeah, we're never going to find. The castle's going to be right in front of us. We're never going to see it.
But at the end of the day, going back to the plan now, yeah, we really should just try to, I guess, get more information about the books. Use the assassination as a way to, prove that we're here to help them, and I'm sure we'll get sent in that direction, and we can use that to get, hopefully, some more either equipment help or some kind of help.
Well, we gotta leave the book here for the time being, because
It
I
depends.
don't. We
It
can't
depends on how
travel it.
you're right, but it depends on how we how the book can be used. If like the power in it can be, harnessed without actually having to take the book. Otherwise, yes, potentially we'll have to leave the book for safekeeping.
Yes, for safekeeping. We can't steal it.
I'm not insinuating steal it. I'm saying somebody should learn what's inside of it, depending on what we figure out about the book in the first place. But
So we'll ask for permission for Constantina to make a copy.
we should probably find out more about the book first, or at least how the heck we can use it.
So do we have what are the plans for the rest of tonight? Like in real life, long rest, go hit the king up.
Probably have time for a long rest. Probably won't hit the king up until next session, because Got about 10 minutes left.
And Talmek's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't do too much without him. But at least
I mean,
if we get...
if we want to do the long rest, you guys can do that and mark it on your sheets.
I'll say at least if we get a plan of action, we can, you know, charge.
Yeah, get a plan of action for next time.
Charge
it's
forward.
gonna be a month before we play.
Yeah, so we can kind of charge
So,
forward with that.
Yeah, get a plan of attack.
Okay.
And
So
then,
totally out of character. Plan
this
of
point.
attack.
No, in a character, plan of attack.
Okay.
You know, like what we're gonna do when we go back to the king. Dumb. Keep. King. Whatever. So basically, we have to find someone to tell us how we can harness the power of the book. See if we can harness that power, if it's even feasible. We need to speak to Rydar or the king for location of more books, if that's what they want us to do. We also need to speak to them about getting equipment and or items that may be useful. And what am I forgetting?
Shit, is somebody writing this down?
It's in my head.
You might want to
Oh,
write it
okay.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leveraging shit from King.
I mean, it's not really leveraging, we're helping him, so it's kind of like... And if he needs us to do so, I mean, if one of the books, here's the thing, if one of the books is in Orlixis,
God,
Orlixian,
serious?
I don't know,
Oh my
Orlixian
God.
territory, then we could probably go do that one first, because we can help, you know, get rid of a few of their soldiers at the same time, thus helping the king even more. Maybe he'll be more willing to give us stuff.
So, I mean, you guys are more than welcome to brainstorm. There'll probably be certain things that he wants you to do,
Yeah,
given what's just transpired.
that's why I was kind of insinuating the Orlixis route.
Well,
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a couple of things, right? So there's the conflict that's going on.
Yep.
And then there's the books,
Yep.
and they're tied together, but they're also kind of separate. So, we'll have to
Bless you.
see next time where he asks you guys to go.
Alright,
Yeah.
got it. So, I got leverage equipment from King, get next leg of quest,
For
locate
both,
map of ore veins.
I was gonna say next level quests for both the books and the actual conflict.
Yes.
I guess we have to attack that from two different sides, or two different like directions. See what best works for us.
And you gotta figure out what you want to do with the book.
Yes, harness the power of the book.
Uh,
Question mark. Someone who knows. Also, if there was an assassination attempt on the queen, how safe do we feel the book is there versus with us?
My concern too is I don't know.
Yeah, 'cause, like, what is
Kind of
there
get the books.
if they, like, I'm the only one, you know, people like me can touch it. You know, how are they planning on using it if unless they're just waiting for all the books to get together? And but who also could take it, I guess. Well,
Yeah, I'm concerned somebody could steal it if it remained where it's at. But we'll bring that up next time.
Well, I'm not a big fan of stealing, but I
No,
also
not
am
us.
an
I'm not
even
saying.
lesser fan of demons.
No, I'm not saying us steal something. I'm saying I'm concerned that somebody could steal from the keep, given that what just happened, as how easy it was for somebody to kill the queen. very easily steal the book. So that's why I would curious to know what they plan on doing with it.
Yeah. 5 random wanderers.
We brought them the book in the first place.
We brought them 4 random pages.
Okay, well, we
Or
brought
5
them.
or some pages.
Yeah, but we brought it to them in the first place, so. Either way.
Hmm.
Well, it seems like that covers most of it. Probably take a good time
Yeah.
to clear all that up.
Lot to think about and discuss. Could probably discuss it via the chat group over the next month.
Yeah.
While we take a hiatus. So, I mean, at that point, I
Oh,
think
yeah,
this is
man.
probably a good enough place to
That's-
call it for tonight.
The next session's in the new year, January.
Yep. So, make sure everybody's done a long rest. So yeah. So, I'm out of town on the 11th, and then it's Christmas, and so next session is planning to be the 8th, January 8th. So,
What was the first session? Was it April 4th? Early April?
it was. I can tell you exactly. It was May
May.
1st.
That's crazy. We've been doing this almost a year. I guess it's closer than half a year right now, but
Yeah.
Yep.
fantastic. Alright, to 2023, guys.
Yeah, it's almost over.
It is for D&D.
It's true.
Oh, you got a lot to brainstorm and think about. So, and then yeah, we'll
You
sync
did
back
equip
up
your
in
shield,
the
right?
next year.
I did put my shield back on, yes. I have 21 AC now, so we're getting there.
Damn.
Yeah, I thought I was doing okay with 19.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide
I
behind
wanted
Dwight.
to do more AC, but I really wanted more hit power because I was like, I feel like 19's strong enough for decent defense. I need to hit more. I need to
Well,
stay ranged.
See,
You guys are also only level 4.
yeah,
so
that
there's
I was gonna say once we get level 5, at least for some of us, we get double hit or a second attack. So that will tremendously help with as far as damage output.
Well, I get level 3 spell. I think all of us get access to level 3 spells. At least me.
Not me.
Hata
Yeah.
gets fucking fireball.
I know.
Yeah, yeah, you guys get spells. I'm pretty limited spell slot and
Constantina, I think,
spell
gets
level.
level 3 spells, but I didn't see anything too like game breaking.
not yet. Eventually.
That'll be in 2025.
Yes. At level
Once I
7.
make it out of the
Yeah,
forest.
yeah, after we get out of the forest.
That'll be when you guys get level 6.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
when we're level 6, yeah.
We're level 6.
When I start
That's right,
multi-classing.
It's been 6 months, 1 level.
Yeah, but how many
Feel
fights?
stingy.
Come on, the last 3
So,
months
like-
have been. The last 3 months have been you guys trying to steal some shit.
Yeah, last
Yeah.
last
That's fair.
month
Yeah,
has been
I wasn't trying to
Perception
do
0.
4 sessions doing
Perception
this
4.
stuff, so.
Yeah, roll better. Wish for
The
more.
way-
Wish for better rolls
my-
during Christmas.
My quote unquote loose plan of this has been like 8-ish sessions between level ups. So, you know, we're almost there.
The-
We just
the
did
whole-
just did 14. So
the whole thieving thing just felt like one of those side arcs that you just did it for fun. It was just how the game happened.
But see, I did find it fun because I found new ways to use my spells
yeah.
Right.
and stuff, and was able to coordinate a few things, and that was fun.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's
For
all
me.
it's about.
Yep.
Can't just be battle. So, fortunately, sometimes there's going to be 5, I guess, sessions where you guys are stuck in the city.
There's always downtime.
So,
Yeah, we've been in this town for since like October.
Well,
Early
like I said, there's like
It's
4
been-
sessions in that one little part of the town.
you guys got
Yeah.
here in September.
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
And Ricky,
You've
We-
been
we
in
have
this
had
city
members-
for 2 months.
we have had people missing sessions, so
Yeah, me.
I don't really
It's
like
fine, you
to
can just say me.
progress super
Yeah, we-
hard.
Yeah, we skipped one too, so we skipped a session.
And
Yeah.
we skipped one, so it's not like it's just been one thing after another. We're stuck here. We've been having fun and trying not to get too crazy with the plot.
Well, I like the pace of it too, and the fact we do every 2 weeks, because there's absolutely no way I could do more than that.
Oh no, I think 2 weeks is a good drumbeat.
I also travel less next year, so I'll be able to not be traveling during more sessions.
Hoping to travel more. I need to figure out a way to get out of the 13th.
Get a what? Oh, that's right. Your text.
13th.
I saw that. I saw the Taylor Swift thing. Got it.
Apparently, Taylor Swift is dropping her movie, album, concert of the year, Eras tour thing, whatever,
On the 13th,
on her birthday,
which is conveniently
Is-
somebody else's birthday.
December 13th. Which is also conveniently
I should
enough
get him-
somebody else's
I should
birthday.
get him a Taylor Swift album for his birthday.
I emailed, like I texted, like my wife said, "Oh my God, this is happening," and I said, "What? The 13th? Are you sure?" She was like, "Yeah." I texted Garrett. I was like, "Yo, heads up."
Yeah, you already know. You already know that that's gonna be their birthday. That's gonna be his birthday. Alex is gonna make him watch that.
It's my brother's birthday, and his girlfriend slash wife slash baby mama, whatever the hell you want to call her.
Yeah.
Common law,
Yeah, that's what it is. She's in love with Taylor Swift. She's like 15 years younger than he is.
Okay, that's an exaggeration, but you're close.
Makes. Come on, I couldn't have been the only one giving him shit when they first got together.
I was not in the state, so I could not.
I was the only one who was giving him shit.
I don't think so.
Canosa?
Probably.
Probably ragging on him a little bit. I don't know.
remember, 'cause
It's been so
That was
long.
a long time ago.
Yeah. You have to. Yeah, this was a long time ago for.
Yeah, we went on a cruise. It was me and my girlfriend and him went on a cruise. And this is when we found out about her. And I was like, "Oh shit, are you going to prom?"
Jesus.
That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, no,
They
I was like
happened
the
to be
I was
that
like the
joke.
last person to meet her. Because
No,
I
was
was
the last person to meet her.
what?
I didn't meet her for a long time. I lived out of the state.
First time I came home was like 2016 or 2017, and that's the first time I met her.
Yeah,
All
it
right,
might have
guys.
been that. Yeah.
Well, so I'm gonna go ahead and say, if you guys need to get off, go ahead and get off. It looks like Jeff's falling asleep on us.
Jeff's asleep.
Late other angle, yeah.
We'll
I need
we'll
to be
reconvene. If you want to stay on, stay on. I'm gonna I'll be right back. If everybody's gone, that's fine. But I'll be right back.
All right, later.
I'm heading out.
See you.
All right, later, Clay.
Bye.
Later, Jeff.
Later, guys.
See it. Yeah, I was I didn't come home till like that was the first time I came home, so I didn't actually meet her until like 2017 or something like that.